Beyond the horizon, the African empire that reached the Americas. Not everything in history is recorded in the history books. Some of our past is mysterious or unknown to the scientific ways of looking at things, but those with the eye to see can tell you what happened. Once upon a time, or shall we say, in the year 1311, a Mande king called Abubakari II was the emperor and military ruler of the Empire of Mali. Just like his famous successor, Mansa Musa, he was also fabulously wealthy and powerful. Today's super-rich are tech billionaires, but in those days they were monarchs. Abubakari's empire was governed from the capital at Niani and was rich in salt and gold. Its economy relied on technology and logistics to move these and other commodities around Africa and onto the wider world. The empire was renowned for its seafaring prowess. The shipbuilding industry had access to the world's finest materials too. Robust, multi-deck vessels were cast from the steel of the African forest, such as mahogany trees that had been growing for 1,000 years. The griots remember Abubakari as being much like his billionaire counterparts of today. He was driven by vision and ambition. He was deeply fascinated with exploration beyond his immediate world. Based on information that we don't know now, Abubakari was sure, beyond any doubt, that over the horizon of the Atlantic lay a land of great wealth and opportunity. He was determined to find it. The griot historians describe the launch of Abubakari's momentous expedition for which no amount of funding had been spared. It was an occasion of great national pride and achievement. They tell us that the emperor set sail with hundreds of the country's people, supplies, and treasure, on an epic journey westwards. His bid was to expand the reaches of Mali's influence and civilization. Some of the griots, to this day, are not amused that Abubakari II never came back to Niani in person to report on his expedition. Still, it was soon accepted that he would not return, and Mansa Musa rose to succeed him as emperor. Abubakari, meanwhile, was right, and his conviction paid off. Thanks to his ships and navigators, together with the spirits that rule the currents and trade winds, the Mande mission landed successfully in Brazil. At first, Abubakari and his embassy were greeted with suspicion and hostility by the indigenous Keats, Tupinambas, and Tabajaras people they met there. But being the emperor of an African empire endowed him with a valuable skill set. Diplomacy and the ability to forge alliances with other nations stood him in good stead. Through negotiation, humility, and cooperation with the host communities, Abubakari's delegation were able to stay and establish a thriving settlement which they called Boer Bambouk. This given Mande name linguistically evolved over time to become the Brazilian name of Pernambuco, today. For more than a generation, the immigrants from Mali lived in harmony with the indigenous people of Brazil, exchanging knowledge, goods, and ideas. But alas, those same forces that brought Abubakari to the shores of the New World would eventually draw European explorers to the continent too. The settlement of Abubakari began to face new challenges and threats. Abubakari's people fought bravely to defend their adopted home and resist enslavement, but they were outnumbered and outgunned. The settlement was destroyed, and communities retreated into the rainforests. Today, although clues and relics bear testimony to this age of African exploration and settlement in the Americas, the story of Abubakari II's audacious expedition remains a little-known chapter of history. But for those who remember, Abubakari II, 14th century ruler of the Mali Empire, stands large in the realm of the ancestors.